chance of their championship title.
Was this LeBron's last chance as winning a title with the Lakers?
Yes, with the Lakers. Yes, I believe so.
The way AD played and the way LeBron played in this series, if they had played any other team in the playoffs, they would have won the series, I believe.
Tonight, was there any thought at all that, this could have been your last game with the Lakers?
I'm not going to answer that.
So the Lakers have been eliminated in the 2024 playoffs, and this could be the end of an era with this Lakers roster. There is some uncertainty with LeBron this coming off season, with him being an unrestricted free agent potentially, and his desire to maybe play with his son as well. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I thought it would be a fun 10-year rebuild to do with this LA Lakers team after this season ends in somewhat disappointing fashion. I mean, you could look at the Suns and the Clippers that have a more kind of bleaker future than the LA Lakers with their disappointing potential exits as well. Shout out to the 76ers winning it all. But yeah, LeBron James, we are going to override this retirement. So this is going to be his final year in the league, and I think we're going to prepare for that post-LeBron era. I think he's going to sign with wherever his son goes. And to be honest with you, it may not be the worst idea to potentially move Anthony Davis. It's looking like we are going to be able to keep our first-round pick this year. The Pelicans are going to defer it for the 2025 draft, so that means we are going to owe the Pelicans our pick next year. So I don't really want to tank next season since I'm not going to have my first rounder. They've already said that Darvin Ham is coming back, so I'm not going to fire him right now. So we definitely want to hit on this pick, but it's a weaker 2024 draft. That's why the Pelicans probably want it for the 2025 draft, because maybe there's a scenario next year that LeBron's not on this team, the Lakers aren't even a playoff squad, and the Pelicans could land a lottery pick in a much more loaded class. So with the 17th overall pick, we're going to keep Isaiah Collier in Southern California. We're going to draft him the point guard out of USC. In my opinion, should definitely go in the lottery, so I like this pick a ton for us. And like I said, we're going to probably move on from LeBron. I'm not going to sign him. I think I'm going to eventually trade Anthony Davis, but it will not happen this offseason since we don't own our first round pick next year. I don't want to be a really bad team. D'Lo opts out, which was definitely kind of expected as well. We'll see what happens with him this offseason. Will he be a Laker? Will there be a sign and trade or somewhat as well? You know what? There's no point in letting LeBron walk. So if it's going to be his final year as well, we could do a last dance with him unless he wants to sign with another team, since I'm going to trade Anthony Davis next year. So this will be more of, I guess, a last dance season. D'Lo, honestly, if I could give him a 3-year deal to come back, we could definitely look to move him in the offseason as well next year, even if we flat rate that. Yeah, so we'll do that for D'Lo. He's going to come back, play with LeBron for his final season. He didn't end up getting a contract anywhere, so we'll make it somewhat realistic, and Bronny will play with his dad for his final year. Bronny is kind of OP in these draft class saves, which is kind of annoying because there's not enough hit or miss in these draft class saves, but I want to have the real prospects. So we're just going to have Bronny on the roster to make it realistic that LeBron is staying in LA, but he's not going to be in our future plans. Like, we have more invested into Isaiah Collier, who we just drafted, and Jalen Hood-Schifino, who was their first round pick last year. I'm going to bring back Taurean Prince on a 2-year deal as well. I think next offseason is when we're going to be very active. So I just want to make the playoffs in 2025. We lose like the 17th overall pick in that draft, and then we can enter more of a rebuild following the 2025 season. Yep, LeBron regresses. AD is under contract, so we will be able to move him next offseason. I'm interested to see what that haul could look like. And like, we're going to have Austin Reeves and Hashimura and Jared Vanderbilt under contract as well. All right, so it's going to look like this. It's going to be a pretty deep rotation. It's going to be D'Lo, Reeves, Hashimura, LeBron, AD, Vanderbilt, Collier, Taurean Prince, Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, and Jalen Hood-Schifino here in the rotation. Actually, I think I'm going to go a little bit less to Taurean Prince, and I want to see what Jalen Hood-Schifino can do, and we continue to develop him. This is probably going to be Darvin Ham's last year as well. 3.5 star balance. I don't know. Maybe I do decide to keep him around, but we could maybe just go into a completely new era, moving on from LeBron, AD, and Ham this offseason. All right, I mean, the season hasn't been too fun. Right now, we are 500 or just around that here in the Western Conference. We're the 10th seed. We're 24-26. I mean, it was basically the last stance. I wasn't going to let LeBron leave for nothing if we had the chance to keep him. We signed his son in unrestricted or free agency, or he was an undrafted rookie, so basically an undrafted free agent. This will be AD's final year. This could be D'Lo's final year. Just kind of wanted to update you guys mid-season. We're going to see much more playing time from Collier next year. Hopefully, he can be really good. He's just still 19 years old. Even Jalen Hood Schifino. I think we could see a little bit from him next year. If he could develop somewhat of an outside jumper, 6'5", good floor spacing ability, possibly at the 2, and him and Collier could be the backcourt going forward, we'll see. But yeah, it's not been a great season at all, unfortunately. And the demise of it all, Nikola Jokic just owning the Lakers in the playoffs the last 2 years, basically ending any chance and hope that they had on winning another title with LeBron on the Lakers, gets MVP here in the 25 season. Alex Sarr, Rookie of the Year on the Hornets. Naz Reid, back-to-back Sixth Man of the Year awards. Wemby takes home Depoy. Ahmed Thompson, Most Improved and Clutch Player of the Year, goes to Anthony Edwards. We did get Anthony Davis on All-NBA third team. Hopefully we could still get a haul for him in the offseason. He's 32 years old, but he's still one of the elite two-way big men in this league. He was also All-Defensive second team. And we actually finished the season as the 5 seed, so we separated ourselves from kind of like that middle of the pack in the Western Conference. Still don't think we're better than Denver or OKC, but hey, 44-38 for the last dance. I will take that. With LeBron leading the team in scoring in his age 40 season, 22 years in the league. We do have to go up against Anthony Edwards, who won Clutch Player of the Year, and the Minnesota Timberwolves with Conley, McDaniels, Cat, Gobert, the Sixth Man of the Year as well, and Naz Reid. We'll see if we're able to beat them. Game number 1 does go to Minnesota. They ended up winning by 8 points. LeBron had 25 in this one. I mean, LeBron and AD are about to get 44 minutes a night. We do end up losing game number 2. LeBron played 38 here. AD played 40. Unfortunately, though, we are down 2-0. We lost both of them in Minnesota, and then we lose the first one in LA, which pretty much means that this series is unfortunately over. Could we come back? Nope. They gentlemen swept us. We ended up losing in 5. And LeBron was just elite, man. He really was. 24.5 points, 7.5 assists. AD averaged 15 rebounds, but I think we have to take a step back. Wow, Austin Reeves was bad. Jalen Hood-Schifino was bad as well. Isaiah Collier was bad. Yeah, we're going to have to take a pretty big step back if we want to contend in the Western Conference. Like, we got to go up against the Shays of the world, the Anthony Edwards, still Nikola Jokic in his prime. Wemby's on the way up. We're not going to be able to win with this core that we have right now, so we're going to have to enter into a little bit of a rebuild. That's why I wanted to do a 10-year rebuild here, because we're going to have some dark years in LA, and we got to be careful as well, because we don't own many of our first-round picks in the next couple of seasons. The Thunder won it all. There it is. LeBron has retired. He obviously enters the Hall of Fame. 4 MVPs, 21 All-Star games. No Depoys. He was a 4-time champion, 4-time Finals MVP, 13-time All-NBA first team, 4-time All-NBA second team, 3-time on third team, multiple All-Defensive teams. Truly a GOAT. And he gets his jersey retired by 3 different teams as well. Truly gonna hit like a lot of people hard when he does retire. So it is an auto-generated draft class this year. We're gonna pretty much do that going forward. So with our pick this year, it's going to go to the Pelicans. It ends up at 19, but in a stronger class, potentially, that could be worth it for New Orleans. We obviously do not own our first-round pick this year. So Darvin Ham could be gone. Now, just kind of looking at our future first-round picks, that 2027 one is top 4 protected. That is from the Rush trade, but we do own our first next year. We do own it in 2028 and 2029 as well. So we could afford to be bad next year. We could get a top rookie in this draft as well if we move on from Anthony Davis. Maybe we'll give Darvin Ham one more year into this rebuild, see if he's still the coach for the team, and maybe he just like didn't have a great roster, and that's why they had disappointing exits the years that he was the coach. So if we take a look at the mock drafts, I'm sure the Rockets, who are right up there in the Western Conference, would be very interested in Anthony Davis. I mean, Corey Ryder looks like a potential generational talent we could get at number 1. All right, so maybe we're going to try to see if Houston would give me number 1 for Anthony Davis. I don't even know if they'd be able to afford that, and that pick is from the James Harden trade as well. So, yeah, they obviously don't have the cap space and the funds because they have LaVine on their team. I mean, a bad contract. I mean, could I just take Brandon Clark off your hands? They still can't afford that, so that's like the issue. What about Dylan Brooks as well? Like, would they do Brandon Clark, Dylan Brooks, and number 1 for Anthony Davis? If we're getting a generational talent, we're going to do that. I mean, I would love if they gave me 5 as well, but I doubt that. That would be a haul and a half. I mean, I don't even think I can throw in anybody. Like, I'd love to throw in D'Lo. I'd love to throw in Vanderbilt, but I don't think that they could afford this. I would throw in Vanderbilt. All right, so what about if we took out pick 5? Like, how would this look? It's going to be tough, I think, because 2.5 stars, 3 stars, it's really an issue there. Like, we may have to see if we can move up to number 2, which is Chicago, which could make sense for Anthony Davis because he is from that area, so that would be a nice, realistic potential destination for them, and then we could try to leverage 2 to move up. Like, would they move me 4 and 2 for Anthony Davis? Like, could I give you AD, D'Lo, 2, 4, and Reese Shea? I don't know. I feel like they're close to doing that. I don't know if you'd want Taurean Prince. Like, I would throw in some of these veterans because this would be a nice haul for us. Gabe Vincent as well. They can't afford that. I obviously don't want to give up any picks. I really only have 2 seconds. I don't even know if I could throw in another player. Like, I would throw in Maxwell Lewis, even though I like him a ton. All right, so honestly, I'm trying to think here. Like, that doesn't get it done. I know Reese Shea obviously has a lot of appeal. What about Reese Shea instead of pick 4? They are still not interested in that. What about if I give you Gabe Vincent? I'm obviously not moving Collier. What about if they can't afford that? But they can afford Torian Prince and Maxwell Lewis. They say no. Really? Damn, this is going to be annoying to try to move AD. I mean, what about a straight salary dump? What if we did AD for 2 and 4? Would they even be interested in that? No. All right, what about if I throw in Prince? They still say no. What about if I throw in Maxwell Lewis? Would they say yes to that? I don't want to move D'Lo and those guys. Come on, would you do this, please? Come on, man. I really want to get that #1 pick. Okay, so we had to give up the second rounders. We were able to keep D'Lo. And what I may do is I have 2 and 4 now. Could I move 2 and Jared Vanderbilt to go up to #1? And then, you know, I would actually give up D'Lo to move up to #1. I feel like they'll do this, and they do. So, I did have to give up AD. I did have to give up most of our vets, but I was okay with it because we are going to draft a generational talent, or at least I hope one. Someone that can play the 2 or the 3. Corey Ryder out of Pittsburgh. And then I still have the 4th pick as well. So Lonnie Lynam goes there at 2. I have Jalen Hood-Schifino and Collier, so I'm okay with not drafting a point guard at all. The 3rd overall pick is traded for De'Aaron Fox. That is a blockbuster. Jerry Shelton goes out of Texas there. So we are on the clock here at number 5. I don't mind getting a big man as well. And Bobby Powell could be that guy out of Iowa, 7'3" center as well. Has good defensive intangibles and is just 19 years old. So you know what? I like this class for us. It's a new era of Lakers basketball. So yeah, we're going to sign those guys. Obviously, Jalen Hood-Schifino, big year for him in year number 3. Hopefully he can step it up. You could say that I got fleeced in those trades. Hey, I'm trying to make it work with 2K and keep it somewhat realistic. Max Christie, we're going to send the qualifying offer. No need for Bronny since we don't have LeBron anymore. We actually may have some cap space. That is a fact. And this is just our roster right now. So we do need to add a little bit, but I don't think we're really in the market to add any big names. So I'm going to give Isaiah Jackson a nice 2-year deal. He could start over Bobby Powell right now, but it's a nice kind of name that could be here for us and a little bit, I don't know, he's just like a fine center, and he's still young. He's 23 years old, and I believe he was drafted with a pick that the Lakers had in the Russell Westbrook trade that ended up getting flipped from Washington to Indiana. And we were able to sign Isaiah Jackson. We are going to renounce the rights on everybody but Max Christie, who I'd like to give some minutes to next year. And then I'm also going to throw a 1-year deal at Najee Marshall. We have our 1st round pick next year, so I'm okay with being bad. And we're going to lock up Max Christie on a 3-year deal worth around $12 million, and that's going to be it for us in free agency with notable signings. Player progression, Rui Hachimura is our highest rated player. He's probably going to be traded at the deadline. I don't know if I'm going to want to extend him. Austin Reeves, expiring deal as well, could get traded. We'll see. Vanderbilt's under contract for 2 more years. All right, so this is going to be the rotation. Collier, Ryder, Hachimura, Vanderbilt, and Isaiah Jackson. Austin Reeves, Bobby Powell, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and Max Christie off the bench. Going to play these guys a decent amount of minutes and not play Najee Marshall. So I don't know if Darvin Ham will be back, but hey, we're rebuilding, so I don't really have much to lose right now. We do own our 2026 1st round pick, which is good. So first game in the post AD and LeBron era, we ended up losing by 2 to the Portland Trailblazers. Collier, 29 points and 5 assists. This could be a big year for him as well. We have a home game against the Clippers. Hey, we only lost by 3. When is our first win going to come? Is it going to come against Phoenix on the road? Nope, we ended up losing, so we're 0-3 to start the year. We do beat Miami. Bobby Powell, who is coming off the bench, but playing a similar amount of minutes to Isaiah Jackson. He's off to a good start this year, which is great to see from the 4th overall pick. And we beat the Kings there, so we're on a 2-game winning streak. Very nice. I'll see you guys at the deadline, though, where we could move Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. All right, so we're here at the trade deadline, and we're 19-33, which is honestly somewhat of a better record than I thought we'd have this year. So we are currently the 14th seed in the Western Conference. Damn, Minnesota kind of fell off as well, which is kind of crazy. I mean, Malachi Flynn is their starting point guard, but still they have Ant in that front court still. Phoenix there, I mean, they added Cam Thomas. How is that team the worst? I don't know. 2K does not like Boston, and they do not like Phoenix. Like, Boston's 17-33, with obviously no Drew anymore, but they have DeRozan. And no, they do have Drew. He's off the bench. I don't get how that team is bad. 2K does not like Phoenix. They do not like Boston for whatever reason. So we're here at the deadline. Cole Ryder, this is going to be his franchise. Hopefully, when we win a championship in this video, he could be the finals MVP, hoisting up the trophy. Isaiah Collier having a solid year 2. We need that 3-point shot to fall. That free throw percentage needs to be better. I'm going to have Lonzo flashbacks, but he's having nice improvement. Still just 20 years old. Reeves is good. Honestly, if Reeves wants to stay in LA, I would be open to an extension for him for sure. Even Hachimura, I think I'd rather trade to see if I can move him. I'm going to keep Isaiah Jackson around. I don't think anybody's taking Vanderbilt for me just because of how inefficient he is. Jalen Hood-Schifino has shown life in the 3-point shot, which is good. He's got 1 more year on that rookie contract. Bobby Powell's been a solid big man rookie as well. So I think I would like to extend Austin Reeves, which I don't know if we'll pick up that player option, but yeah, we're just going to give him $15 million a year for the next 3 years, and I like that a ton for us. I don't really think there's a spot for Hachimura. And I'm going to make this trade with the Sacramento Kings. They just want to get off of Kevin Huerter. He's a free agent at the end of the year, so we wouldn't play him. But we're going to get Willard Lowe, a rookie. He was the most recent 8th overall pick. They're kind of giving up on him already, so hey, I'm going to take a chance on him. Hashimura is a pretty good player, and he's going to go to Sacramento in this deal. And Lowe is going to play a ton of minutes for us. We want to see what we can get out of him as well from that class. So we have now the 1st overall pick, the 4th overall pick, and the 8th overall pick from that 25 draft class. All right, so Luka Doncic gets his first MVP award here in 2026. We get Rookie of the Year and Corey Ryder, man. So worth it to get the #1 overall pick in this draft for sure. Fox. For some reason, OKC wanted Fox, and they put him off the bench. Wemby gets Depoy. Most improved goes to Isaiah Collier, a year 2 player, a steal and a half a night. And I think that's potential that Collier does have out of USC is that defense. Maxi Clutch Player of the Year. Darko Rajakovic, Coach of the Year in Toronto. We aren't going to get anybody on the All-NBA teams. We'll see how Chicago did this year with Anthony Davis. But we did get 3 guys on the all-rookie teams, our original picks in Ryder and Powell. They're on all-rookie first team and second team. You got Willard Lowe, who we got at the deadline from Sacramento. So here in the playoffs, Chicago ended up as a play-in tournament team at the 10th spot, funny enough. Houston at the 3 spot. We did not obviously make the play-in tournament, which was fine. I feel like this was going to be maybe our worst year of the video at 30-52, which is better than I thought, honestly. I think a very good and encouraging and promising rookie season for Corey Ryder at just 19 years old. Austin Reeves, we inked him to an extension, which is great. Collier, we I think saw enough for him to be the starting point guard next year. Bobby Powell's probably going to be the starting center. I think I'm going to try to move Jared Vanderbilt this offseason, but I like the young core that we have right now. And Chet Holmgren is your Western Conference Finals MVP. Mobley's on the Raptors. He was Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and the Thunder win it all. They go back-to-back. Shea is your Finals MVP. There goes Chris Paul and KD. A couple former Suns, James Harden and Russ retire as well. A couple former Clippers. You can also include Chris Paul, a couple former Nets as well. And obviously, going to be a loaded Hall of Fame class. All right, draft lottery time. We do own our first round pick. Do the lottery gods want to rig it for LA? We have the 3rd highest odds at getting #1, and we fall to 6. All right, so the complete opposite. Pretty unlucky stuff from us right there. Magic, oh my God, Phoenix. Damn, they lost Kevin Durant and the #1 overall pick in the same offseason. They don't even own their first round pick. I think it's a swap. That is brutal. So I guess it could always be worse. Darvin Ham, honestly, 30 wins, I'm okay with that from this past season. I think we're going to let that contract run out. And if we can make the play-in tournament, he could even get an extension. So looking at the mock drafts here, Eric Smith, big man out of Clemson. I think that, I don't know, if I drafted a center, I'd probably move on from Isaiah Jackson. Russ Meyer, center out of Pittsburgh. Joel Embiid is his ceiling, which would be kind of nice, but he's 6'9", little undersized. He is, I don't know if he's a sophomore, but then he would have played at college with Cole Ryder as well at Pitt, which is cool. So they're all mocking us a center, which I don't really love that idea. Oh, Clifton McGuire looks pretty good. Yeah, that'd be nice to get the #1 overall pick, but unfortunately that did not happen. He's going to go #1 to Orlando out of Oklahoma State. So at the pick so far, McGuire goes #1, then Richard Thompson, Dante Bush, Tomas Stevens, and Dustin Hardaway, who is the George Mason center. I know there's a lot of centers on the board. I mean, Eric Smith could be that guy out of Clemson, Dwayne Quinn out of Wake Forest. Don't really want to take Jeff Hodges, who's 22 years old and kind of like don't want a point guard. I mean, Albert Manis could be interesting as well. So you know what? I'm going to go with Russ Meyer, the #1 overall pick. Maybe we're just going to keep Cole Ryder happy. We'll say that they played with each other at Pittsburgh as Meyer was a freshman with Ryder. Then he stayed for his sophomore year. He is 20, so that would make sense. It's not really a position of need, but he could be a tweener at the 4. And we're going to keep our #1 pick happy. It's probably not the greatest pick in the world because I don't even know if he's going to play next year because we do have Isaiah Jackson, or maybe I'm just going to play 3 centers. So yeah, I wouldn't say that was the greatest pick in the world, man. If we landed #1, that would have been nice. But I was also looking at Darren Stewart. Darren Stewart probably would have been a better pick in hindsight. So we're going to sign Russ Meyer, pick up the team options on Collier and Hood Schifino. We are going to have a little bit of cap space, and we are a pretty big destination for a free agent spot. So Luka Doncic would be pretty sick. But I think I may hold off till next year because the only big free agent we are going to have next offseason is going to be Jalen Hood-Schifino, and we're going to free up that Isaiah Jackson money as well. So I think we're going to just see the young core develop. So I don't think I'm going to be signing anybody this offseason, and we're going to carry over that cap space next year. Hopefully we can be somewhat of a play-in tournament team, and then we can be respectable enough to maybe get a big fish next year's free agency class. I don't even know who's going to be free agent. Maybe like Nikola Jokic is going to be there. Maybe Giannis is going to be there. So pretty nice progression there. Collier's up to an 85. Corey Ryder, not Cole Ryder, is an 82 overall. Then you got Vanderbilt, who's an 80. Jackson's an 80. You know what? I think this kid could be a point tournament team, but it pretty much decides, or it's going to be on the weight of this backcourt. All right, so this is what the rotation is going to look like for this season. It's going to be the same starting five at the end of the year of Collier, Ryder. It's going to be Willard Lowe. It's going to be Vandy. It's going to be Bobby Powell. And then off the bench, we're going to have Austin Reeves, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Isaiah Jackson, Russ Meyer, and Max Christie. So yeah, system proficiency, 3-star balance under Darvin Ham. We're going to start off the season on the road against Denver. We ended up losing by 6. But Corey Ryder, man, hopefully this is the breakout season for him as like an elite player in this league. And Luka goes back-to-back and wins MVP here in 2027. Boris Sims, the 24th overall pick, is your rookie of the year, not Clifton McGuire. Interesting. Rob Dillingham, 6th man of the year in Portland. Wemby Depoy. There's Bronny James. Gotta love it, right? Collect player of the year goes to Tyrese Halliburton. Coach of the year goes to Mark Daigneault. I don't know if we're going to get any Lakers on an All-NBA team. Unfortunately, we do not. Going to the All-Defensive teams, we do not see any Lakers. All-Rookie teams, Russ Meyer, All-Rookie second team. Yeah, I'm going to regret that pick a little bit, and we don't own our first round pick in this upcoming draft, but we were a play-in tournament team, which is good because we can, lose our lottery pick to Utah, which is okay. Corey Ryder, 20 point per game season, elite efficiency. Yeah, he's going to get better and better each year. Isaiah Collier had a pretty good year 3, and he's not even a free agent yet, so that's good that we have our possible franchise point guard. There's Austin Reeves, 15.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. There's Bobby Powell, 13 points, 9.5 rebounds. He has a little bit of 3-point shot to him, which is great. He's probably going to slide in as the starting center next year, unless we find like a massive upgrade. Hood-Schifino's getting more efficient each year, 59% true shooting. You'll love to see that. Willard Lowe was okay, though. Not great. So, we're taking on Denver here in the first leg of the play-in tournament. Are we able to beat them? Yes, we are. So, we're going to be the 17th in the playoffs. Kind of gone full circle. Shout out to Austin Reeves for this game. And we're going to be taking on the Houston Rockets. They drafted Vonnie Wynham, I believe in the same draft, the 2nd overall pick after Corey Ryder. Pretty good year, too, for him. They have Ben Thompson, Dylan Brooks, Eason, Şengün. It's not really the scariest team in the league. They do have some depth for sure, with like Levine being like their 8th, 9th man, but they are beatable in my opinion. Could we maybe pull off an insane upset? We are down 3-1. Damn, we ended up winning game 1 and then we ended up losing 3 in a row. Corey Ryder is going on the scene in his first career playoff series, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5.5 assists. Are we going to lose in 5? No. Are we going to lose in 6? Yeah, unfortunately we do. In game 5, we ended up winning by 16. Collier had 25. How did he look in the playoffs? He was fine. He was fine. I think we are going to have to add a little bit more top-end talent if we want to make a run. Hood-Schifino maybe played his final series as a Laker. Final games, we'll see. Not a great playoff run. Vanderbilt, I mean, just for something of his size, it's a little bit of positional scarcity at that 4 spot that could space the 4 a little bit. So if he's able to do that for us going forward, that could be huge, and he could earn an extension. But if he's like our 9th man, I think that's great to have going forward. So the finals here, Raptors and the Spurs, this the DeMar DeRozan series, the Kawhi Leonard series, and Wemby gets his first ring here in 27. And here are the retirements. Ton of guys there from like the 2009, 2010, 2011 draft classes. And we are not going to own our first round pick this year. It is going to go to the Utah Jazz from that Russell Westbrook deal, like that 3-team trade that happened at the 2023 trade deadline. That is going to be the 16th overall pick. But now we own all of our first going forward. Shout out to Brooklyn getting 4 and 5 from Philly and Phoenix. You know what? Darvin Ham did bring us to the playoffs. It would be kind of cool if like we continued Darvin Ham being the head coach going forward. So let's ink him up to a 4-year extension. 2K does give Ham some good ratings. All right, so we're going to send Max Christie to San Antonio for this swap pick that they got in the Derek White trade from a couple years ago in real life here in 2028. So yeah, we're going to have that first round pick next offseason. And I just felt like Christie wasn't going to have a long-term fit on this team. So Thomas Wright IV goes number 1 to the Clippers. Looks pretty good. Mac Jeffries number 2 to the Pelicans. Claude Love 3 to the Spurs. 4 is Leonard Marks. 5 is Dean McDaniels. 6 is Cody Goodwin, who actually looks pretty good. We didn't have any picks in that draft. We're going to have a decent amount of cap space. And Jared Vanderbilt declines his $13 million player option. Interesting. Willard Lowe, $7 million. I know that was the Hashimura like prize piece coming back. I'm debating declining that, but I'm going to pick it up. I'm surprised Vanderbilt opted out for sure. So let's see who's here in free agency. We are going to offer Hood-Schifino the $8 million qualifying offer. Giannis is here. Could we convince Giannis to come here? We could also get Jalen Williams as well. And Jalen Williams and Corey Ryder as like a 1-2 punch would be a ton of fun. And we are the number 1 deal for Giannis. I think we're going to try to make it happen for sure. That is a massive upgrade over Jared Vanderbilt for sure. I don't think I can get him and Jalen Williams. Actually, you know what? Maybe I could. Do we do a clean sweep here? Actually, no, I'm giving Giannis like $60 million. So let's see. We're going to sign Giannis. We're going to renounce the rights on Vanderbilt, on Isaiah Jackson. Russ Meyer is going to now be like the full-on backup center next year. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to sign Jalen Williams. He may go back to the OKC Thunder here. We'll see. He actually made it past. So I would have to clear up around $12 million. So that means I'd move on from Hood-Schifino and Willard Lowe. I don't really think I'm in the position to do that. But I want to see if I can actually sign Dylan Brooks to a 2-year deal who could start in and play some good defense for us at the 3. Unless I find a better option out there because I could still keep Jalen Hood-Schifino with that. I mean, Cool Bali would be sick. Herb Jones would be a lot of fun. I mean, I think I could sign Herb Jones as well. And he could be... No, he wants a decent amount of money. I don't know. I would have to clear... Yeah, it would be tough to get Herb Jones, unfortunately, but that would be an absolute sick pickup. I mean, any of these guys I could probably move to the 3. So you know what? I'm going to get the veteran Dylan Brooks on the team. And then I'm going to sign Jalen Hood-Schifino to a 3-year, $30 million extension. I feel like we developed him at a pretty good rate, so he's going to come back on that. But obviously, the big fish we got this offseason was Giannis Antetokounmpo. So does he regress? He does not. We have our full 9-man rotation next year. I got to sign a lot of retirement home guys. And hey, we maybe use that Darvin Ham connection with Giannis because he was an assistant coach in Milwaukee before coming to the Lakers. This is going to be the starting 5 for sure. I'm excited to see what Bobby Powell can do as well. Hood-Schifino is going to get 20 minutes a night. Willard Lowe is probably going to get like 12. I would like for Russ Meyer to probably get like 16, 17 minutes a night. We can do 16. Let's go a little bit more to Hood-Schifino. We can still give Reeves, I think, 30. Giannis, 35. Ryder, 35. 33 to Collier. And we'll go 2 more to Bobby Powell. So assistant proficiency is 4-star balanced under Darvin Ham. Let's see what happens. First game on the road against the Blazers. Can we start off the season with a dub? Something that hasn't happened in quite some time here. So are we able to beat the Blazers? They really want to take their sweet old time to start off this season. And we ended up winning 132-124. This could be a really fun year. All right, so we are here at the 2028 trade deadline. We are 16 games above 500 right now, and we are the 4th seed in the Western Conference. Man, so actually news just came out that Bronny James could get drafted by the Lakers, funny enough, and we did pick him up for LeBron's final year, so that was somewhat realistic. But man, if the Lakers do that, they have like no shit. Like that would just be the dumbest thing. You know, if they got a second rounder and spent it on Bronny, fine. Second rounders don't work out all the time. But this team desperately needs to hit on their mid first round pick if the Pelicans give it to them. And if the Pelicans are like, you know what, we're going to keep that first round pick now. I don't know how they're going to get Bronny. I guess they would draft him in the second round, but what if a team does that before? I don't know. Either way, Corey Ryder's a beast. Giannis is obviously going to hopefully carry us to another ring in LA this year. Isaiah Collier looks like a franchise point guard. I'm not going to make any trades at this deadline. Let's ride till the end of the year. And Luka Doncic gets another MVP, 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists this season. Leonard Marks is your rookie of the year on the Brooklyn Nets. He was the 4th overall pick in 27. Rob Dillingham, 6th man of the year behind Scoot. Wemby, Depoy. Most improved goes to Justin Edwards, former Kentucky Wildcat. Clutch player of the year, Halliburton. Jason Kidd, coach of the year. We didn't get anybody on any awards. We did finish as the 4th seed this year. We're going to be going up against the Houston Rockets in round number 1. Hopefully this is like a breakout playoff series for Corey Ryder to be a top guy in the NBA and can maybe carry us. Bobby Powell was pretty good in his 3rd year as the starting center for us. Dylan Brooks, though, not great. Not maybe the best signing in the world. All right, so we're going up against Dylan Brooks' old team. They got D'Lo, who is our old team as well. Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Jabari Smith, Shane Goon, Jacoby Walter, Gerald Fuller. All right, this team looks pretty good. I think we could beat them, but it is a 4-5 matchup, so it could definitely go either way. We are going to sweep them, though, so we start off this series with a banger, this playoff run with a bang, as Corey Ryder, I got to stop doing that, 27 points, 6 rebounds, basically, 6 assists, a steal and a half a night as well. And he shot 51, 46, 89 splits. This dude is an absolute stud. Generational talent that we ended up getting with the number 1 overall pick. Now we're going to take on the reigning MVP, Luka Doncic. We're not like an amazing team around him. Like, definitely a beatable team. We'll see if Luka can carry them to the conference finals. Or are we going to beat them? Yes, we do. We end up winning in 7 on the backs of Isaiah Collier, dropping 34 and 13. He's been fantastic in these playoffs. And, like, Isaiah Collier, who also plays with Bronny James, is so much better than Bronny coming out of USC and will be in the NBA. And if they take like Bronny with Collier on the board, that would just be the dumbest thing ever. Isaiah Collier did average 23 points and 9 assists. Giannis averaged almost like kind of flirting with a triple-double in round number 2. So we're taking on the OKC Thunder. They got Shea, Wallace, Dort, Peyton Watson, Chet Holmgren, Kevin Porter Jr., Peter Cunningham. This team, honestly, doesn't look too scary. I feel like they are beatable. Let's see if we can advance to the NBA Finals, please. We are up 3-2. Don't go to a Game 7. Oh boy, here we go. Game 7, OKC versus LA. Winner takes on Milwaukee. It'd be so poetic for us to take on the Bucks because it's Giannis versus his former team, but we are down. Oh man, we just just choked that third quarter and fourth quarter away. That is unfortunate. Damn. All right, we're going to lose this game by double digits, too. We end up getting blown out. We give up 54 points in the fourth quarter. Oh my god, and they're going to sweep Milwaukee. I know it. That is annoying. Damn, Corey Ryder was pretty good in the conference finals as well. And let's see what happens here. Wow, they pushed him to 7. Shea is your finals MVP. I thought we were going to get our first ring this year. Oh my god, it was a Jalen Williams revenge series. They have Jalen Suggs. They have Asor Thompson, Keontae George, Lonzo Ball as well. Completely different team in Milwaukee. So we do have Boston's pick at 16. And we do own our pick at 26 as well. So we do have a lot of free agents basically going forward. That Giannis contract is insane. I doubt I'd give him a new one, but I'm hoping I can win a title with him. That would be a complete colossal L if we can't. The number 1 overall pick, the Warriors take Percy Gray, a 7'2 center out of Arizona. Luis Reese, 6'9 forward out of Michigan, going to the Nets, and Jesse Dennis, 6'10 forward, going to the Timberwolves at number 3. Yeah, Percy Gray looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to make a crazy trade right now. We're going to trade for Ivica Zubac, who's going to be an upgrade over Russ Meyer, maybe even Bobby Powell. He's under contract for the next couple of years, and we're getting Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, he is not the Kawhi Leonard of old. We just need him to be an elite defender for us, basically, and just be better than Dylan Brooks in that role. It's going to cost me a little bit more. I'm willing to go into the luxury tax to try to win a championship with Giannis on this team. We're going to give up 16 and 26 in this draft. So Willard Lowe, I'm not going to pick up that team option. That was the guy that we got in the Rui Hachimura trade. I mean, $9 million, that's a lot, because I'm going to pick up Russ Meyer's deal. That looks like I don't know about a bust of a pick, but, you know, he did shoot well from 3 last year, but we could also kind of include him in a trade. Collier, we're going to pay a ton of money to, and we're going to pay Isaiah Collier 5 years, $185 million to be our franchise point guard going forward. All right, I'm going to give Moses Moody a 1+1. We did have somewhat of a mid-level exception, and we're going to get him on that contract. So he could start at the 3 for us. I mean, we're going to see some regression to Kawhi Leonard. We see weird regression to Austin Reeves. It's a little concerning. This could be his last year. He's on a 1-year deal going forward. All right, so it's going to be Collier, Ryder, Moody, Giannis, Bobby Powell, with Jalen Hood-Schifino, Kawhi Leonard, Ivica Zubac, Austin Reeves, Russ Meyer off the bench. I could definitely make a move at the deadline if I wanted to combine maybe Austin Reeves and Russ Meyer. We will see. I will see you guys at that deadline, and hopefully we are one of the top teams in the Western Conference. All right, I'm going to do this trade with the New York Knicks at the deadline. We're moving Russ Meyer, former 6th overall pick. Has not been good this year. There is still a glimmer of hope in his career based off that 28 season. We're going to move Austin Reeves, who's an expiring deal, for Dante DiVincenzo and Dominic Barlow. Barlow will not be in the rotation, but DiVincenzo will take probably Myers and Austin Reeves minutes. Much better three-point shooter than Reeves this season. So we're going to get DiVincenzo, who's under contract next year as well. $20 million, though. It's a rich price, I know. But now with playing DiVincenzo, probably just actually 18 minutes a night, we could play Kawhi a little bit more. We could play Jalen Hood-Schifino a little bit more. So Luka wins another MVP. Percy Gray dominates in his rookie season. Is he the next Wemby? We'll see. Nikola Topic, 6th man of the year, probably behind Halliburton in Indiana. Justin Edwards, most improved. Didn't he win this last year? Wow. So he went back-to-back most improved seasons, which is kind of sick, not going to lie. Hey, and Darvin Ham, coach of the year. We went 57 and 25. Bronny James on the Wizards All-NBA first team. Just, of course. We did get Giannis on All-NBA second team. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Elite defense as well. And we did get Isaiah Collier, but not Corey Ryder on All-NBA third team. Interesting. Giannis was on all defensive second team as well, and we finished the season as the 1 seed in the Western Conference. 57 wins was the most in the NBA. We were the 5th best offensive team in the West, and defensively, we were number 1. Taking a look at the stats from this past season as well. Corey Ryder was our number 1 scorer. Surprised he wasn't on an All-NBA team. That's weird, but he's still just 22 years old. He's going to get a massive bag from me in the offseason. We're going to probably have to shuffle some things around. I mean, Hood-Schifino for 10 mil. Is fine. He's maybe not as good of a shooter that I thought he'd be, but he could. He's had 2 seasons in the last 4, 36% from 3. Giannis will have 2 more years left on the team. We have Bobby Powell, who also is due for a contract extension, which will be interesting. Kawhi for $33 million a year. I mean, you're looking at those numbers, not great, but I think he does provide more than what we need. And we're taking on Portland in round 1 with Scoot, Simons, Christian Brown, Robert Williams, DeAndre Ayton, Rob Dillingham, AJ Griffin, Josh Green off the bench. We should beat them. This should be a sweep, or maybe it's a gentleman's sweep. We'll see. And it was a gentleman's sweep as we ended up beating them in 5, with our top guy being Corey Ryder. What a stud, man. Round number 2, we're taking on the Houston Rockets, a team we beat in the playoffs last year. Hopefully we can do the same thing. I think we beat them in 7 last year, and we're going to beat them in 5 this year, as we are now in the conference finals taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Corey Ryder is just an absolute stud. Giannis bounced back in round number 2, and Isaiah Collier. That is our big 3. Taking on Dallas with Luka, they got Stephon Castle, a very old Chris Middleton. They also have Jalen Duren as well at that 5 spot. Can we go to the NBA Finals? And we blow a 2-0 lead, and they won 4 in a row. Giannis, You're killing me, man. I brought you here to be the leader, to bring us to the finals. And he posted 17.5 points on 40% shooting. Oh my God. Wow, that Mavericks defense was kind of elite against us. Mavericks, Heat, finals. Wow, a rematch from 2011, and the Mavericks win once again. Luka's your finals MVP. Another disappointing playoff exit. So you know what that probably means? Darvin Ham, I think you're going to get fired this offseason. So we are going to fire Darvin Ham. I'm going to offer Quinn Snyder a contract. I'm going to offer maybe Jason Kidd, who was on the team that beat us, a contract. Even Joe Mazzulla has really good ratings in this game. And the only one that actually signed with us is Taylor Jenkins, former Grizzlies head coach. So that's a no-brainer. So we got Eric Hamilton, a guard, 20 years old, 6'5", decent size, out of UNC in round 1. Christopher Banks in round 2. Don't know if he's going to crack the rotation. As expected, Moses Moody does opt out of his player deal. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent once again. Corey Ryder's about to get a ton of money from me this offseason. I don't really want to pay Bobby Powell too much money, but yeah, he's not really expected too much. All right, I'm going to move Dante DiVincenzo to Dallas for Julian Strawther. They were interested in DiVincenzo as a veteran. Strawther is actually a really good pickup for us, and I think could be our starting small forward next year. Pretty good three-point shooter. He's an expiring deal. I'm praying I'm able to re-sign him next offseason, but we'll see. You never know with 2K. And we also get a $6.5 million trade exception with DiVincenzo, so we do get Corey Ryder, 5 years, $192 million. Ton of money. I may just honestly accept Bobby Powell back on the qualifying offer. And I want to see if I can sign Toumani Camara on a 2-year deal, fully guaranteed $10 million. There we go. Player progression, I'm sure Kawhi is going to regress. Yes, he does. Giannis does not regress. Corey Ryder's a 91. Collier's a 94. I'm hoping this team can get a ring before Giannis is just like so much older and he's going to probably leave us, or we're not going to bring him back. And we already have so much money tied up into Collier and Ryder. I'm not going to be able to go out and get a max guy. All right, so it's going to look like this: Collier, Ryder, Strawther, Giannis, Zubats, Powell off the bench with Leonard, JHS, and Toumani Camara. I'm going to send our first round pick, Eric Hamilton, to the South Bay Lakers. I don't know if I'm going to make any moves at the deadline this year. 4.5-star balance. Hopefully the switch from Ham to Jenkins could be enough for us to win a championship here in 2030. All right, so we could re-sign Giannis here at the contract extension deadline, and I'm thinking about it because I feel like it may be tough to replace his production, but like he's going to be 36 years old. But I think I'm going to re-sign Julian Strawther first. I feel like he could be a big part of this team going forward. So you know what? Honestly, I'm going to re-sign Julian Strawther. I don't think I'm going to re-sign Giannis. Jonah Schifino is having a pretty solid year as well, so I think I'm going to lock him up. I know it's weird to choose like Hood Schifino and Strawther over Giannis. Giannis is 35. We'll see if he opts into a $71 million player option. I mean, that's possible. Kawhi's a free agent at the end of the year. He'll probably be gone. And boom, Isaiah Collier wins MVP. I did not think that this was going to happen when we drafted him 17th overall in the 24 draft, but hey, I'll take it. Ade Mara, who's in like the 24 draft, he was the 56th overall pick, wins Rookie of the Year like 6 years later. You got to be kidding me there, as we went 70-12. All right, that is insane. Isaiah Collier getting MVP. Corey Ryder, first All-NBA appearance, second team. He could have been MVP as well. Look at that efficiency, man. This dude is so elite. And we are the 1 seed in the Western Conference. We're going to be taking on the Sacramento Kings in round number 1. Melvin Ajinka was on that Mavericks team that beat us a couple years ago. They got Julius Randle, Donovan Clingan in that front court, and older Domantas Sabonis. Quentin Grimes is on a Mavericks team as well that we played before. Or no, he might have been on Milwaukee, excuse me. But yeah, here is the scoring. We may be without Giannis next year, so this is potentially his last dance. I mean, in a perfect world, he accepts his player option and we get 1 more year out of him. But let's see, are we able to beat the Kings in round number 1? I would hope so, right? You win 70 games. Let's not lose in round number 1. Great. Now we're taking on Dallas, a team that has beaten us before. They have Justin Edwards. There you have Dante DiVincenzo, obviously, who had a pretty good year with them. Let's see. Are they going to beat us, or are we going to go to the conference finals? Boom! We are 8-0 to start off the playoffs. And we're taking on a 7-seeded Houston Rockets team. Corey Ryder is averaging 31.5 points in the playoffs. Damn, he averaged 33 over those 4 games. Can we beat the Rockets and go to the finals 12-0? Was Darvin Ham holding this team back? Collier, 26-10. We're going up against Bronny James and the Miami Heat. An old friend in Rui Hachimura. They have DeJounte Murray off the bench. Lonzo Ball, Kobe Buffkin as well. Game 1 goes to the Lakers. Are we going to go undefeated in the playoffs? We're up 2-0. There is our first L. We ended up getting blown out by the Heat. Hey, they win Game 4. It's a brand new series. Now, we ended up winning Game 4. So we have a chance to win Game 5 in LA and get a ring with Corey Ryder, Isaiah Collier, and get Giannis' second in his career. But it's looking like they may win Game number 5, and we may go to a Game number 6, unfortunately. That is going to be the case. So we aren't going to win at home. And I mean, the next home game we have is Game 7. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, right? Let's hope we can beat them here in Game 6, as we are blowing them out, though. So it's all going to be okay. We are going to win a finals. I want to see what Corey Ryder looks like out there. Corey Ryder's got 25, 7, and 3. Just an absolute beast in this game. And I'm going to get kind of torched on the defensive end with him. Let's see. Oh, no, he got me in the air. I'm so bad at that. Damn, so we're only up by 39 now, not 40. All right, so we got Giannis out there in Lakers yellow. Come on, roll to the rim, Giannis. Corey Ryder, step back. Oh, no, he's just going to go up with the left hand. No, he misses it. Come on. Kawhi's got 9 points and 4 assists. We're going to get him his 3rd ring on 3 different teams. Corey Ryder finds Giannis inside. It's too easy with that pick and roll. Corey Ryder's too good. That jumper did not even look that pretty, but it's still wet. And we win it all with Isaiah Collier getting Finals MVP, not Corey Ryder. So we get a ring before Giannis leaves us. I am okay with that. And there goes Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. They both are going to head to the Hall of Fame. We do retire AD's number, only playing 6 years here, but was the 2nd best player on the 2020 championship team. So we drafted Deion Tate there at 30, a front court player, 19 years old, out of Illinois. And we got Jackie Mayer, a 7-foot, 20-year-old center out of Georgia Tech at number 60. Giannis opts out. I think it's going to be the end of the Giannis era here in LA. We're going to let him walk unless nobody signs him, and I would give him a 1-year deal, but he does have 11 offers. The Hornets kind of gave him a realistic deal, which leaves us with around like $20 million in cap. Kawhi's a free agent as well. You know, we got 2 years left of this video. If I offered Giannis 2 years, $110 million, screw it. You know what? I'm always going to come back to him. Let's see if we can get more rings on this team. We are going to renounce the rights on Kawhi Leonard. And then Bobby Powell, I'm going to give a 2-year deal as well. $13 million, $26 million guaranteed. And no, he actually signs with the Charlotte Hornets. That is kind of shocking. All right, so we are going to need another big man on this team. Or Ivica Zubac, you're going to be the starter this season. All right, I'm actually going to move to Monty Kamara, Christopher Banks, and a first-round swap with the Philadelphia 76ers. And I'm going to get Andre Olsen. He was the 6th overall pick last year. We had a 6th overall pick center before in Russ Meyer. Didn't work out. Hopefully Andre Olsen is a little bit better. He's going to be the backup behind Zubac. Oh, and here's a Clifton McGuire update. He is a free agent. He was that stud #1 overall pick to the Orlando Magic. All right, Giannis regresses down to a 94 overall. Schroeder's an 83. Hood-Schifino's an 81. No progression from Ryder or Collier, which is interesting. And I would like to win 2 more finals to end this video, right? We want to go out on a high note. So it's Collier, Ryder, Schroeder, Giannis, Zubac, Olsen off the bench. We did sign Markelle Fultz. Wow. All the guys that signed to minimum contracts are actually getting minutes. Now, I would like to play my 2 most recent first-round picks to see if they could do anything in Deion Tate and Ernie Hamilton. Tate's going to get like 12 minutes a night. Eric Hamilton spent all the time in the G League last year. He's going to get 16 minutes. Andre Olsen, 20. Hood-Schifino, 6th man. Jeez, 24 minutes a night. We're going to go 28 to Zubac. We'll see. 35 to Giannis. We're going to go 37 Ryder, 37 Collier, and the rest to Julian Strawther. We are 5-star balanced. Yeah, that's pretty sick. First game of the year is at home against the Warriors. We ended up losing by 5. All right, not the best start in the world. All right, gonna give Ivica Zubac a 1-year extension going into the final offseason. As we are 41-19 here, looking to get another 1 seed in the Western Conference. Hopefully, Corey Ryder can get an MVP before this video ends. Shout out to Julian Strawther stepping up this season. So Wemby gets his first MVP this year in his 8th year in the NBA. Jamal Copeland, Rookie of the Year, Brandon Ingram, 6th Man of the Year, Depoy Wemby, Joel Sims, Most Improved, Luka, Clutch Player of the Year. We did not get Coach of the Year, though. That goes to Will Hardy of the San Antonio Spurs, not the Utah Jazz. So we do get Isaiah Collier on All-NBA first team with Wemby, Bronny, Shea, and Luka. Second team, Mac Jeffries, who was the 2nd overall pick in the 27 draft. This dude is an absolute beast of a forward. They still have, I believe, Brandon Ingram there in New Orleans as well. Here's third team with Corey Ryder and Giannis both making it. Tyrese Proctor, Scoot Henderson. There's Clifton McGuire, who left the Magic for the Wizards, which is kind of crazy. Isaiah Collier and Giannis on all defensive first team. And then we did get Corey Ryder on all defensive second team. Hell yeah. We did finish as the 2 seed as the Spurs finished as the 1 seed with Wemby and Scotty Barnes in that front court. Okay. And here were the stats from this past season. We did have 3 guys on the All-NBA teams with Giannis making it because of how good he is on the defensive end of the floor. Shout out to Jalen Hood-Schifino. Absolute beast. No, that's Julian Strawther. Jalen Hood-Schifino was the complete opposite of an absolute beast. He just became ass this year. Overnight, he just woke up and was like, I'm decided to be terrible. Okay. Eric Hamilton was actually pretty good for our rookie this season, the former UNC Tar Heel. There's Deion Tate, who didn't do really too much. So we're taking on the Houston Rockets again in the playoffs. We have beaten them over the last couple of seasons. Hopefully, we can continue that trend and advance. They are up 3-0. What is going on? All right, I just made some lineup changes, but are you kidding me? Oh my God. I'm not really sure how that's happening. We just got swept. What? Oh my God, we won 70 games last year. We basically ran it back besides Kawhi Leonard. We had 3 All-NBA guys, and Julian Strawther was a beast. Damn. Okay, well, that is kind of insane. Game 1, we got blown out. Game 2, we lost by 3. That is a brutal loss. Game 3, we lost by 2. And then Game 4, we lost by 9. How does that happen? So you have Scoot Henderson and Jacoby Walter as your conference finals MVPs, and the Bulls win in 6 with Matas Buzelis being your finals MVP. Shout out to him being in Chicago, kind of the area where he grew up in, or like the adjacent area. Whoa! I extended Zubats and he retires. Former Laker Kawhi Leonard retires as well. I feel like you can go through so many of these guys that were at least Lakers at one point in their careers. Like Zubats, obviously, why does it say LeBron just retired? That is weird. I don't think he did. Nope, that is confused. But for us, like Kawhi was a Laker, Kyle Kuzma was a Laker, Malik Beasley was a Laker, Austin Reeves retires as well, and Kawhi Leonard is heading to your Hall of Fame. All right, so we got Carlton Moore, a big man. We had to get one with Zubats retiring, and we got Carl Anthony there in the second round. We're gonna pick up the team option on Andre Olsen. Obviously, he may be the starting center with Zubats retiring. We don't really have any big free agents ourselves. Do we got any exceptions? Not really. And I'm gonna move Jalen Hood-Schifino, a swap that I have with Philadelphia. My 2 recent second round picks in Jackie Mayer and Carl Anthony for Donnell Fletcher, who probably won't play for us, but he's a former 16th overall pick. But I'm getting Dalton Connect, who I think could just be more of an offensive force for us off the bench than Jalen Hood-Schifino is. So final player progression here: Collier 93, Giannis 93, Ryder 92, Strother 83. This is a good team, I think, that could win another ring. You know, we're actually going to play Donnell Fletcher, who was in that trade with Dalton Connect. He's going to get 13 minutes tonight. We're going to go 15 to Deon Tate. I want to go 22 Eric Hamilton. Let's do 27 to Dalton Connect. Let's see what Andre Olsen can do as the starting center. And then obviously I'm going to play Cole Ryder a ton, Collier a ton, Giannis a ton like I've been doing. And let's hope that this team can go out on a high note and win the 2032 NBA Finals. All right, so Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, year 14. 33 years old, winning MVP. Shout out to Shai. Rookie of the Year goes to Lewis McGuire. Nikola Topic, Sixth Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy. Omar Ruiz, Most Improved. Clutch Player of the Year goes to Shai. And Shai's obviously on All-NBA first team with Bronny, Wemby, Ja Morant, and Percy Gray. This guy's a 95 overall, the number 1 overall pick in 28. Damn. Wow, Golden State, it's not another guard, but I think they found their next Steph Curry. Halliburton, Luka, Giannis, Mac Jeffries, and Isaiah Collier on All-NBA second team. So, we did get 2 guys there. Corey Ryder, All-NBA third team with Jokic, Alex Sarr, LaMelo, and Clifton McGuire. This guy is a stud as well. So, I feel like the best auto-generated guys in this video, definitely Corey Ryder of our team, Mac Jeffries of the Pelicans, drafted by the Magic, but now on the Wizards, Clifton McGuire, and then Percy Gray, obviously a stud. We finished the season as the 2 seed, and last year we were the 2 seed, and we ended up getting swept. So let's hope that doesn't happen this year. I feel like we have such a well-rounded team, and Dalton Connect, I think, is such an upgrade over Jalen Hood-Schifino right now for us. Eric Hamilton, honestly, I think was fine. Good free throw shooter, can rebound a little bit, and his three-point shot isn't too bad. Andre Olsen is just a body off the bench. I don't think he's going to play a ton. Donnell Fletcher shot well from 3 in what would be his rookie year. Deon Tate, kind of garbage. All right, so we're going to be playing the starters a ton, going up against Mac Jeffries, Elliot Cadeau, Zion Williamson, and Ingram. So they had Zion, Ingram, and Mac Jeffries still. That's insane. They've kept them around. That is pretty cool. We'll see. Lakers, Pelicans. Can we get out of round 1? Oh my God. The fall off needs to be studied. It needs to be studied. What just happened? Oh my God, we ended up going and winning the finals 2 years ago, and then we get back-to-back round 1 exits by 7 seeds. What the hell happened? That is kind of insane. That is kind of insane, as we are not going to win the finals this year. It's going to be between Ron Holland and the Clippers and Jaime Jaquez and the Atlanta Hawks, and the Clippers win in 6 with Rob House being your finals MVP. So I hope you guys did enjoy this 10-year Lakers rebuild. We started off seeing the Sixers, who are still alive at the moment I'm recording this, beat the Clippers in the finals, and then the Thunder ended up winning 3 to the next 4. Oh my God, as I'm counting, I'm so stupid. That was year 9. That was year 9. I got 1 more year left. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I don't know why. I guess I miscounted that before. We got 1 more year left. What am I doing? All right, I have a chance to get another ring. This is great. Wow, we won our title in year 6. Damn, and we still couldn't capitalize on that. I could have ended up with 4 in this video, which is such a nice feat to get. We don't even own our first round pick this year. I mean, I would fire Taylor Jenkins, but he won us a title 3 years ago. We didn't have a first round pick, so we got Wade Bird at the end of the first round. We're obviously bringing back Eric Hamilton. What are we doing right there? All right, so Giannis just has a 1-year deal from the Suns. I'm going to give him a 1-year deal, but it's like $7 million more a year. So hopefully, last stance, Giannis, we can get a ring with him in LA. And we did get Giannis on that 1-year deal. I don't know if we have an exception. Ooh, I do. We desperately need a center, so I might go after Murray Coleman here, a former 9th overall pick, because Andre Olsen, in my opinion, not good enough to start at the 5. And I'm going to move Deion Tate, a former first rounder, and Donnell Fletcher, a former first rounder, for Bryce Sensabaugh on a 1-year deal. Hasn't been good over his career, and I'm getting a first round pick that doesn't really matter in this trade, but I think Sensabaugh could be much better than the guys we send out this year. All right, so Giannis does regress down to a 91. Strother is an 84. Ryder's a 93. Collier is a 93. All right, this should be a pretty good rotation this year. We have Amani Bates on the team, but it's going to be Eric Hamilton, Andre Olsen, 15 minutes a night. Sensabaugh, 17 minutes a night. Honestly, I'll go 17 to Eric Hamilton as well. Dalton Connect is going to get like 28 minutes a night. We're going to go 25 to Murray Coleman. Giannis still getting a ton. Strother's going to get north of 30, Ryder 36, and then Collier 36 as well. I got 2 more minutes. I'll give it to Murray Coleman. System efficiency, 5 stars once again. Let me not get bounced by a 7 seed for the 3rd straight year, please. And Wemby ends up getting his 2nd MVP in a few seasons now, averages 28.1 points as a 29-year-old. Jermaine Scott is your rookie of the year. Former Notre Dame Fighting Irishman, 7'2" center, 19 years old. Okay. Delano Harrington is your 6th man of the year. Wemby Depoy. Tyron Castro is your most improved. Okay. I can see that for sure. Tyler Smith, clutch player of the year. Hey, let's go. And Taylor Jenkins, 61 in 21, gets coach of the year. Here's All-NBA first team with Percy Gray. Oh my God. Why would Golden State re-sign him? Okay, that is the dumbest thing ever. Lakers have Isaiah Collier all on All-NBA second team. Huge stuff. And let's see what happens here in round 1 against the Dallas Mavericks. They are the 8 seed. So we're back as the 1 seed where we have won a finals as a 1 seed before. Thank God we're not the 2 seed. But are we a fraud? Taylor, oh my God. Oh my God. What is the point of having me be the best team in the NBA in the regular season? Are you kidding me? 61 and 21. Best. Come on. What? That is insane. That is insane. And for the 3rd straight year, we lose to a team much worse than us, an inferior team as a 1 seed and a 2 seed. I don't get it. We won it all. We won it all in 2030, and then we've just gone downhill since. I don't get it, but it's not even like we've gone downhill. Like, we've been a top regular season team, but unfortunately in the playoffs, I don't know, Mac Jeffries. So they lose Percy Gray to Brooklyn, but they get Mac Jeffries, who leaves New Orleans, and the Bulls, they go back-to-back. Filipowski gets a ring. Wow, that has to be one of the weirdest 10-year rebuilds ever. I just don't get it. I thought we had a dynasty with Corey Ryder, Isaiah Collier, who won an MVP that season, and then also Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then we just haven't done anything since. That is insane. Or did he win? Yeah, Collier won the MVP. We won it all. Wow. So I hope you guys did enjoy this 10-year Lakers rebuild. Let me know what you think they should do this offseason down below. Should they think about moving on from LeBron? Should they draft Bronny James? Should they think about trading AD? What should they do? Let me know in the comments. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.